Mary put a hand on my knee, and I was like, well, I can't talk now. I used to dance when I was more able, and I was walking all the time badly, but I could, Kate Bush, I always say Kate Bush, well, my mum first, but then Kate Bush second, kept me stronger for longer, because I used to dance around the house to her songs,
It just gives you this energy as well, doesn't it?
It really, really does.
Incredible.
I have such happy memories of that time, but now I'm older. When I look back, I think it must have been so hard. And I was just about to go live, and I was wearing a turtleneck jumper dress, and I had to tuck all my hair in because it was windy. So I just like this floating head, and I was like, I look like a floating head on the scooter. And he went, more like a glamorous turtle. And then as I came out of the shop, all the alarms went off. Looked back, had the entire rack of clothes attached to the back of my scooter, and I was tracking it out of the place with a pair of Union Jack pants around my wheel. Honestly, Spice Girls.
Hello and welcome to Flashback Tracks, the podcast where we travel back in time with the magic of just one song to explore together some really meaningful memories. I'm Thomas Leeds, and this powerful link between music and memory is something really close to my heart, because when I was younger, I woke up from a brain injury with no memories whatsoever, and it wasn't until years later that one song from the 1980s, you may remember, brought back gradually those memories, and I'm still on that journey today, which is why I'm so excited to see if anything else might come back when I talk to my incredible guests about their own past and the music that takes them back there. So today is a very special episode because I'm so excited, because my guest today is a beloved broadcaster.
I can't take compliments, Thomas.
Beloved broadcaster, TV presenter of the one show Watchdog, and an award-winning documentary maker.
Aww.
This old memory, trying to
You're
keep track.
So well.
And just a general all-round babe, to be honest.
I take that.
Yeah, the amazing Nikki Fox.
Aww.
Thank you so much for being here,
Thomas. That was the loveliest intro.
Oh,
and you were so good.
It's so hard to know where to start because you've done so much, and you're just so beloved.
I really can't take compliments, I'm so not used to this. I'm normally the one doing the interview.
Well, I know it must be so weird for you because you've swapped it around.
Yeah, and I don't want to let you down, and I want to be interesting and all these things.
Just be yourself.
Okay.
That's what we're all here for. Everyone can't wait.
That was a great link. That was a great introduction.
Thank you.
You did.
I've been practicing.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started out on TV and I had to do my first piece to camera.
Yeah.
And it took me about 3 hours.
It's so hard, isn't it?
It's so hard.
I mean, thankfully, I've done so many different things now that it's just kind of, when I started, we'll get onto that, but God, the nerves, So it's kind of, and this is okay. When you're standing, I have to do these events now with hundreds of children at a time for the books. And, you have to, so not only are you trying to do a thing in front of hundreds of people, but you're trying to sort of keep kids entertained as well. So that's mayhem. So sitting in a studio with a camera and one of my favourite people, that's fine.
Well, I'm in a studio with one of my favourite people
look
too.
At us. People are vomiting on their
Yeah, they are. I know.
Keyboards.
We'll move on. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks everyone for listening and watching as well. It's a pleasure to have you with us. And before we go back in time, yes, how are you in the present today, Nikki? How is life?
I'm an old perimenopausal bird. An old knackered disabled. No,
but look at this lighting we have.
This is the best lighting ever.
If you're not watching, the lighting is stunning. We are stunning under this.
Literally, my skin doesn't look as ropey as it actually is. I've got about 3 honkers on my chin. So I have. But no, I'm all right actually, Thomas. I'm okay. Yeah. I'm 46 now. When I turned 40, before I turned 40, I've always been disabled, but I didn't go to the doctors. I was pretty robust. I'd work through pneumonia. I do all the things you shouldn't do, and I would never advise anyone to do. Yeah. But I was proper hardcore like that. Yeah. And then I turned 40.
It's weird, isn't it?
Am I aging in dog years? What is going on? I'm always at the doctor's.
It's weird.
I don't know.
It just suddenly something happens.
What is it?
I don't know.
But it can do one. I've got a CPAP machine. I sleep in. It's actually a BiPAP machine. Have you seen them at night time?
Oh yes.
Because I've got this chronic sleep apnea, which I always knew I had.
Bless you. Yeah.
So I was working through it. And the job that I do at BBC News. It's very demanding. And the driving that I used to do, and I was fine driving, but it always felt tired. And it got to a point where I was filming for Watchdog at Luton Airport, and I had this really interesting, engaging expert sat as close as we are now, and on camera, I asked him a question, he answered, and I fell asleep. I literally just went on my scooter, I went,
oh my God.
And apparently I was out for 1 minute and 37 seconds.
You know what? He probably loved it.
I really did apologise after. I was like, can I buy you dinner? I mean, can I do anything? And then I just kept overcompensating. Going, you're really interesting. You know you are, don't you? He says, I've got this thing and I need to get it sorted. I'm so
sorry.
Why
do these things happen to us? Like, seriously.
It's just, But it was the good, it made me go to the doctors, and now...
The times when I've had, for people listening, I have epilepsy and I used to have seizures quite a lot. And the times when it's like, because at the time when you have a seizure, you don't know it's happening or whatever. And then later you find out who was around. You're just like, great, okay.
Really?
You know, And it's just like, there was one time at the gym and it was just, and then later and everyone's talking about it. And
so you don't remember it?
No.
At all?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Wow.
It's really, and then as you say, you just feel, and everyone's always like, oh no, like you shouldn't feel like a burden or whatever. But it's embarrassing, isn't it? Disabilities, illness, it's embarrassing when you're the person.
Yeah. And I met the love of my life at 40, and I didn't think I would get married or anything, I was really quite happy being single, but I never imagined the year that I met the love of my life would be the year that I'd be putting a Darth Vader mask on every night time before bed. Night, darling.
Well, it's a good test of the romance,
It's a good test. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, honestly, my marriage, I mean, gosh, if anything was ever gonna, stop us, I think it makes us stronger, Yeah. And when you hear other couples moaning about the tiniest things and you think, all right.
Yeah.
No offense to our lovely listeners, if you have a blessed life, good for you. We've all got our stuff to deal with. But so your flashback track. Tell me, what is the name? I have it here. What is the song?
Okay, this was the hardest decision I've had to make in a long time,
Thomas.
It? Honestly, it really
terrible.
took a long time. But it was either going to be between Supertramp, Deacon Blue, Tears for Fears, Kate Bush. Okay, I went with Supertramp, Take the Long Way Home.
Amazing song.
The minute I hear it. The minute it starts, we're
going to go back in time, and then you're going to tell me. You're going to tell me.
Okay.
And also, can I just say before I forget? I mean, you're such a megastar anyway. Literally yesterday, funnily enough, we're talking about nostalgia and music. You were hanging out with Duran Duran yesterday.
The Reflex.
What the hell?
I know.
So good.
And I love that song as well. And it was going around my head the whole time.
It literally came on today. And I was like, really? Yeah. And then I was like, oh, God. Yeah. That must have been such a surreal...
It really was. The thing about the One Show is you never know who you're going to get.
No.
I mean, obviously, I'm on there to talk about Watchdog, and it's very serious and very important, and we could do a fun as well. But you never know what guests. I mean, I remember once I was sat next to Dame Mary Berry, Joel Edgerton, and I'd just seen him in. Is it Warrior, the film?
I think so.
He's brilliant in that, and I was like, this is just too.
Nuts.
And then
to have so many people together at the same time as well. And you must just not know who to fangirl.
So honestly, but the thing is, I am really bad with people that I admire. Like Mary Berry put her hand on my knee, and I was like, "Well, I can't talk now."
Oh my God!
You know what?
I met Tom Allen the other day. The comedian.
He's so lovely.
I adore him so much, but I turned into one of those people.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I was just like, and he must have just been like, oh Christ, here we go, like here we go.
Do you know what? I watched Angelica Bell because she was presenting, and I said to her, "You are so good," because she meets people all the time.
Yeah.
But when you just have that small talk with very famous people, I'm a bit like you probably were with Tom Allen. I can't.
Well, it's when you really love them as well. Like when you it's not necessarily the fame thing, because I have met much more famous people. No offense, Tom. Like, I adore you. As I've just said, I adore you so much. But, if it was some major global... But if I don't have anything for them, it's not such a big deal. Funnily enough, I will just... Before, I promise viewers, we will get onto this. But oh my God, I'm still not over the fact that my wife Sophie got to go and have dinner with the Mel C, right? When she mocks my taste in bad 90s music all the time. So she's always like mocking me for loving the Spice Girls. And then she won't mind me saying this, she got to go and have dinner with Mel C because where she was working, they were publishing her memoir.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you actually kidding me? And she was like, oh yeah, she was just lovely. And
did she not have a +1?
No,
Could you not go?
No. I mean, to be fair, maybe she didn't. She was probably made the correct decision not to
fair
bring
enough. Yeah.
this dribbling.
The fanboy. yeah.
I would have been the worst. But yeah. So right, let's get on.
Okay,
so are you ready to go back in time?
Oh yeah.
I have put Take the Long Way Home into the time machine.
I
we
miss
are gonna go back.
Machines.
Should we do it?
Go on.
Let's do it. Okay, it is 1989. Where are we? What is happening?
So I was 9.
Okay.
Not probably, I was 9. And it was around that time that we were starting to go on lots of lovely family holidays. And we were really lucky because my parents didn't have a great deal of money, obviously, when we were great. Well, not obviously, but my parents didn't have a great deal of money. And, we were living in a little flat. It was in a church with steps, and Mum had 2 disabled babies, my dad is a builder. He's a brilliant builder. He was going out to work. I mean, I have such happy memories of that time, but now I'm older. When I look back, I think it must have been so hard, carrying 2 kids up and down stairs and taking me and my sister to Hammersmith Hospital 3 times a week. Mum had to do that. It was a lot for my parents.
What parents do when they've got, it's incredible.
It's amazing. And I don't ever remember them once moaning,
No.
And we always had fun. And music was such a huge part of that. And we were so lucky because we probably wouldn't have really been able to afford it to go on the holidays that we went on. But my dad's sister and her husband had like timeshares in Spain. So it was great. And they always gave us a little villa in Torrevieja. And we used to drive there. And that's when we used to play. That's why it was Supertramp, or it was Deacon Blue, or it was Tears for Fears, or it was Kate Bush, because they were the musicians, they were the bands that we would listen to as we drove all the way through France.
And with that, like your parents' sort of music?
Yeah, they were. My mum and dad loved music, absolutely love it. And my dad I think he went to see Supertramp.
Really?
Yeah, he was telling me when to see them, and he had a vinyl of Crime of the Century. This one's from Breakfast in America. This song, Kate Bush is just like my idol.
Legend.
Oh, my mum's my idol. I do adore Kate Bush, and I first heard the Red Shoes on one of our journeys to Spain.
Oh my gosh.
And that's the album that had the song Moments of Pleasure, and that was the song I was nearly going to pick, Moments of Pleasure, because it's the most beautiful song. And it got me into Kate Bush.
To think of these. And what's so funny as well is that sometimes the songs, I mean, do you remember Nikki and I have known each other for a little while? I met you, funnily enough, you interviewed me years ago.
I was better at that, I think. Maybe.
No, you weren't.
Actually,
you're being amazing. And the song that initially brought back my first memories after my brain injury was The Whole of Them In by the Waterboys. And what's so funny is like the lyrics of that song are it's very epic and stuff. But it's really funny, the songs that bring back memories, because sometimes the lyrics, so the lyrics to The Long Way Home, I don't know if I'm misinterpreting it, but it sounds a bit like a guy who wants to, I don't know, how do you interpret them?
Do you know what the thing is with that particular song? Is for me, it just symbolises a journey.
Yes, exactly.
It's very basic. When you listen to Moments of Pleasure by Kate Bush, that's I find it a very beautiful, romantic song about people in her life that are still there and people that are no longer there. And it was a love song to those people. So the meaning there is very obvious. But I think with Take the Long Way Home, it's not something that I kind of think about. I just think about these journeys that I took. Me and Rachel in the back of the car, Mum and Dad in the front. Mum and Dad probably having a stonking row because they were great at that. They've mellowed. But, we'd be in the back and I'd be singing away, and I love music. And I actually went on to study it, and I was...
Yeah, I was going to say.
I wasn't good.
Oh, stop it.
No, I wasn't.
But it must be something really important to you then, because to go on and study.
Yeah, it was. It was partly because I was as thick as shit at school, to be honest with you. It was anything I was actually that good at.
Well, I mean, I was always seen as, I'm very dyslexic as well. So even without the brain injury, I struggled at school. And, back then, there was no such thing as, it's a very different time now. So, you were stupid if you weren't learning the way everybody else was. And, I think, that's such a gorgeous thing, though, to have these. I don't know about you, but the memories I've got back now of like of those trips in the car, and I'm one of 6 kids.
Are you?
Yeah. So like
That's amazing.
it's so weird. So I'm like a joint middle. You know what they say about middle kids?
No.
Like attention seeking.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what this is. This is what's happened. So between me and my younger middle, we've made my mum and dad's life hell at various stages. But love them all. Yeah, so I'm one of 6.
I bet they're very proud of you, Tom.
Oh, well, I love them all. And I'm so lucky to have that, and for you to have your gorgeous sister as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, those memories, because I've got these memories now of being in our and it wasn't even, like a big people carrier. It was like a Peugeot thing.
Yeah.
That had sort of like 3 mini seats added at the back or something.
Yeah.
Like animals in the back. And then so it was like the 8 of us somehow were in there with all our crap and stuff going to Ireland. So we used to go to Ireland every summer.
Oh, nice.
As we would drive to Swansea, I think it was, and get the ferry.
Yeah.
And now I've been getting these memories back, which is like so cool, like to be able to remember these long journeys together. Do you remember as well, because that must have been amazing, like traveling all the way down to Spain. Do you remember, because I've got these sensory sort of memories now of like the taste of certain sweets that we would have from the shops and stuff, like the garages that you'd stop at.
Yeah.
I'd imagine going through France and Spain, you must remember like smells and tastes of all that.
Yeah, I do. Coffee. I mean, I probably was a bit young at 10 to be like necking an espresso, but I probably wasn't that far off, to be fair.
You had a long journey to get through.
Yeah. I used to love a coffee. I do love a coffee still, but I can't have as many now because I'm old. But
I'm literally caffeine free now.
Are you?
Isn't that sad? There's nothing left. Can't drink, can't have. But I haven't drunk for 22 years now.
Have you not?
Or 23, however long it's been since the accident. Isn't that
you look amazing, though.
Oh, it must be doing something.
And your skin's great. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like, no, but it is. But I've got all dead healthy now. Me and my fella have, and we've got this Yucca app, and we like scan everything. Honestly, I said we're boring. We've become boring.
Well, what I love is
like it.
Being part of such a big family, having all my siblings, I get to be around all the boozing and all the smoking and all the good stuff.
But you feel good.
I'm around it. I feel, I sort of soak up the, God, I make them sound like, they're very normal people. They're lovely. But yeah, like
great
it's
on
nice.
A night out.
Yeah, but just for anyone listening, I have nothing against any of that. But it's just, since the accident, I've not been able to drink, and yeah, that's but yeah, going back to you've got these incredible memories of journeys down there, and even just things like being in the car, as people will remember, like the wind-up windows, the fact there was no aircon, so if it was boiling down in Spain, I mean, it must have been.
Yeah, but I loved it.
Yeah,
I mean, I love the heat as well. I'm never too hot. Whenever I'm in a car, I'm always cranking up the heat. But I loved it. The memories, the smell of the air, and the food, like you were saying, stopping off. I wouldn't just have a neck and espresso. Like Madeleine cakes. I mean, I'm not like they're like those spongy cakes.
Oh yeah, they're so good. And they do them
in Spain a lot, don't they?
The way the Spanish do them are like absolutely incredible.
So good.
We got to start going to Spain for a few years when we were much older. So like sort of late teens. I guess I was about 18, I think. So just before my accident for a couple of years. And that was magical. Going down to the south coast of Spain was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
But so how old were you when those holidays came to an end, or?
We had quite a few of them. We were quite lucky because I think
into adulthood, or
it was. I mean, we still go on family holidays. I'm 46.
Lovely.
Yeah, no, we do. But those kind of holidays where we drove, like that all together, just the 4 of us. Now my fella comes with me as well. We drive separately. My fella's got a big sort of Berlingo van, so we take all the kit that me and my sister need, and then my mum and dad and sister drive in front, and it's just lovely. So we still do that now. We still have that, and it's different, but. I just love it. I live for it every year.
Yeah.
It just, the memories of what it was like as a child, they've stayed with me. And, I know you're very lucky if you get to go on holiday every year.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
And my mum can't go this year because she's had some ill health and she's had a shocker over time, actually. But my fellow and I are going to do a little trip to the south of France just to get a little break. But for me as well, I think being disabled, what's so nice about, physically disabled, my sister would not say this because she is not, like, she doesn't really like swimming and sunbathing and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, it does make me feel really good. Like, when you sat down all the time and you're working so much and you, like, become the chair. And but actually on holiday, it's warmer, it's better for your muscles, and I can lie out. And then I swim every day. I love swimming.
Lush.
But I remember those family holidays really got me into swimming. We had some hydrotherapy swimming in the primary school that I went to, which was great, although that's why I'm sure I'm sick as shit, because they took me out of all the, like, core subjects to go for a swim. I needed that.
I mean,
I needed that English class.
Life's for living.
Well,
no.
But I always say I'm a good swimmer, but I'm sick as shit.
Look, you've done all right, Nikki. Look at us. We've scraped through.
Yeah.
Look at you. Look at you. Hanging out with Duran Duran. I mean, how can you?
It was good. It was
Who
good.
needs those English lessons?
Yeah. I know. It was good. But it has made it harder, though. I think it has made it harder in my career, especially working for BBC News. When I first started, it was like...
To give you the imposter syndrome.
What the fuck is this?
That was me big time. Going into publishing, still now. So I'm... As you know, but people might not, like, I'm an author, which still sounds so weird.
You're amazing.
An author of children's books and some adult ones coming soon as well. And it's been this crazy journey. But yeah, I still have that imposter syndrome. You get it, don't you? When you're just, and especially again being dyslexic and but I want to go back to. So, do you remember a specific? Yeah, because talking of your love of music and going to, because you went to study it, was there do you remember, like, a time where you thought that that's something that you wanted to really study? And
I always knew that I loved it. Like, I music has, so I wish I read more, but I found it so hard when I was younger. Being dyslexic, I would always put my tape on my CD player, and music was my thing. It was my escapism. I've always been quite happy, and I don't take that for granted. Not so much now I'm going through the perimenopause, but I always have been, waking up happy and whatever. But there are moments that we all have in life where it's tough, and music was the thing for me. Music.
You can just escape, can't you? Just put that on.
I was a dreamer. I am a dreamer. I used to dance when I was more able, and I was walking all the time, badly, but I could. Kate Bush, I would say Kate Bush, well, my mum first, but then Kate Bush second, kept me stronger for longer, because I used to dance around the house to her songs,
It just gives you this energy as well, doesn't it?
It really, really does.
Incredible.
So I always knew that I loved it. I didn't ever have any designs to be a performer, so I don't know why the fuck I went to study straight music. I don't know what I was doing, but academically,
you had to pick something.
I had to pick something. And academically, I wasn't brilliant. And I did play the piano. My mum and dad did work really, really hard to get me piano lessons. I got them, the school that I went to before, the primary school with the hydrotherapy pool, they did, because they had a few disabled people in that school, I had free piano lessons, which is insane. They just don't do that now, do they?
No,
and so and a brilliant teacher, Mrs. Allen, I remember her, and I loved her very much. And then mum and dad carried on those lessons after. And they weren't, they weren't cheap, but they did. And I got to grade 7. I was sort of getting to my grade 8.
That's pretty good.
Thanks, darling. Thank you.
Yeah.
I honestly, I do remember being
That should have been at the top of your introduction.
Grade
7.
I wasn't that good. I don't know how I did. I just kind of scraped through. Like most things in my life, I just scraped through it.
I mean, look, I'm like the master of just somehow falling not falling, working very hard to somehow. But I haven't got much to work with.
It's a bit, no, I disagree with you, Thomas, I do. But I do feel, I suppose it's that's why I have that imposter syndrome that you were talking about, because, I do have to work. I feel like I have to work 10 times harder.
When I think you've got a disability of any kind, you do just have to work so much harder to just exist and to function in the day, to get ready and to be, it can just be so tough, the exhaustion of it. So I'm, as you know, a massive fan of you generally. Just think you're bloody amazing. But back to, like, those memories then. So, I mean, was there a time, because so music's one thing, but then going into, like, broadcasting and the media, because I know I think you started in Cambridge, was it?
Yeah, Radio Cambridge, that's it. Cambridge. Yeah, no, I did. That was Yonky Doodles ago. Yeah, so I did my degree, and I got a 2-2. I wasn't brilliant. I had a few problems getting around the university. It was absolutely massive, and I didn't have a scooter at the time, so I actually couldn't walk to some of my lessons. And back then, it was like, what was that, 98 probably? I didn't know that there was help and support out there and blah, blah, blah. No one ever tells you, do they?
No.
So, I kind of struggled. But anyway, I scraped the degree. And then I went back to working on the checkouts, which I loved, actually. I kind of wish I was still the checkout chick. But
great gossip.
Say that now. Yeah, great gossip. I had great customers. And I was like longest queues because I talked to everyone. I get told off. But then I found a job at Radio Cambridgeshire, and it was in Peterborough. And it was literally this simple, Thomas. I studied music. I loved music. Didn't want to be a performer. I knew that.
Yeah.
Radio. They play music. I'll go for that. That's as basic as it got.
Well, I mean,
local radio doesn't actually play that much music, so
I mean, it worked. I mean, you obviously did well there, and then you moved on to. So you started off Radio Cambridge, and then there was a scheme with Channel 4 and ITV, and you sort of...
But it wasn't that easy. I mean, I did all right at Radio Cambridge, but it was in Peterborough because they had a split breakfast show, and I lived near Uxbridge, so it was a good hour and a half. I was about an hour and 45 minutes.
Not far from us. We were Ricelip.
Yeah, exactly. We're so close.
So funny.
I know. Well, that's when
we're meant to be.
I know. I love this. But I remember I had to get up I think I got up at 2 a.m.
Gosh.
To do that job, and then to leave at 4 to drive.
Whoa.
And my mum, we were in a house that my dad, because he's a builder, we always lived in doer-upper kind of houses.
Yeah.
And he was doing it at the weekend, so mum would get up to help me and then get me in the car. For a year and a half, she did that.
Oh my
God.
God.
I didn't do great, but I do think it was partly because I was knackered.
Yeah,
but I liked it, and I was a telephone answerer and blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, no, I don't think this is for me. Actual local radio, I don't think I'm good enough to do it. And then I went back to checkouts, and then
these are my people.
These are my people. This is where I'm comfortable. Going out to the pub and going to quiz night after, and karaoke and all that kind of stuff. So I loved all of that. But then I knew I had to get a proper job. And after Radio Cambridgeshire, I then had a period of being on the dole, and it was my sister that found an advertisement for the Channel 4 Researcher Training Programme. It was a disability researcher training programme. So I thought, well, I'm disabled. I've got one of the things that they need, coaching. And I didn't really know a great deal. And I went for the interview, and I don't know how, because I didn't know what the difference between making a TV show in-house meant. I think I said, oh, does it mean you're going to put us up in a house? So like, no, it really doesn't.
That's the kind of thing I would say.
But luckily there was a lady there called Alison Walsh, and she kind of saw something in me. Goodness knows what. But she did, and I got on the scheme.
I can see it.
Well,
now.
You're very kind. I'm not back then, Thomas. Honestly, I was very shy.
Well, I'm so glad that she did enter you for that thing, or told you about it, because otherwise we would have been deprived of all this.
Yeah, and I got to work on How to Look Naked, and I loved that.
Oh.
And I loved being a researcher. I was a runner and then a researcher and an AP, and I loved it, and I would have stayed in that, but I kind of realised that kind of TV was going towards, if you were producing, you also had to shoot. And I thought, I'm not going to be able to do this. It's going to take me 10 hours to erect a tripod. It's not going to work out. So, and then I got the opportunity to do stuff on screen. And then I thought, oh, well, maybe
they were just like, look, you've got star quality. You belong in front of the camera.
What they saw. I had a fucking face full of acne and bright. I had no money. I remember dyeing my hair myself, and it always turned out fluorescent, like orange.
Oh my God.
I had train track braces. I didn't want to go anywhere near a camera.
Those old, talking about the old days, hair dye back then was not what it is now. It was
shite, yeah. I'm surprised I've got hair left.
The chemicals that they were throwing.
It's terrible.
Oh man. So like and then you ended up going into, or not ended up, I'm sure there were lots of sort of twists and turns, but to go into making that incredible documentary that won you, a lot of praise and an award, Sony.
Yeah, Sony won at Sony. I was so proud of that. It's the first ever radio documentary.
Amazing.
With a brilliant team.
Yeah.
Someone who I'm still very good friends with now, and 2 brilliant women. And it was just us. And it was
Do you
great.
have like any particular memory of like somebody that you worked with during that, or like?
Yeah, Neil Cowling.
Oh.
Yeah, I loved him very much. He came to my wedding party.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I remember this is my favourite story. I said this in my speech at my wedding. I remember we called it The Adventures of Blue Badger, and it was basically what's it like being disabled in Britain. And it was in 2012 when it was the Paralympics. So it was a guy from the BBC called Jonathan Moore, who is also in my heart. He's like a commissioner of sounds now. He's like amazing. And he was the head of 5 Live, and he said, I want to make this documentary. I don't want it to be as dull as shit.
Yeah.
Can you do it? And I was like, okay. And so we called it The Adventures of a Blue Badger, and we were just going doing random shit. Like I was like, this is how disabled people get petrol. I don't think that made the edit actually, but I just used to pull up and ring them and they came out again. It was that kind of thing. We did
so
some
many
silly
things that for people who aren't disabled that you just wouldn't even think.
No, it's the how-to guide. Well, how I did it anyway. Everyone's different. But, you know, it was more than that. It was a really good documentary, but we did have some fun shit in there as well. But I remember once Neil said to me, so, I'm sorry, Neil. He was like, so, how do you shower then? So do you just sort of go in your scooter? And I was like a fucking car wash.
With the wax and everything. Oh my God. Oh,
but
God.
he was brilliant. He still is brilliant. I love him very much. And he's just such a super talent in radio, actually, and podcasting. But he, we made a cracker. And do you know what? If I could have spent my whole career just making radio documentaries with them, it was Neil and Fiona Cottrell, and I would happy. But there's no money in it, you know, and it's hard to sustain. And money is always something that worries me. You know, I was on the dole so much that I got into so much debt trying to get to where I am now. You know, I did a lot of shit for free, like everyone does.
Like we have to.
And it is more expensive being disabled. I had to drive everywhere and all of that kind of stuff. So it was hard. It was hard, but I love that. I love that job so much.
Oh, it's amazing. Well, you're obviously very good at it. And then obviously you ended up in front of the camera and, you know, at the BBC it's incredible what you're doing now, Watchdog and the One Show. Like, how does that, do you ever have moments, because some of the things I've done, I just sometimes think how, like when you look back and you think if you could go back and so if you could go back and tell little Nikki what you'll be doing now, I mean, what do you think she would say?
I'd say chill the fuck out a bit. Which we all would, wouldn't we?
Yes.
But I still now, when you say it like that, I think, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. But I don't ever feel like I'm doing enough actually. And it's not that I'm, you know, that I'm not as ambitious as I used to be. I used to be quite ambitious. I wanted to do well, and I wanted to have that financial security so that if anyone ever needed me, you know, if I could look after my parents, they're fine. They look after themselves. You know, they don't need me. But you know, that meant a lot to me. Yeah. So it wasn't I just wanted to be everywhere. I wanted my face. You know, I'm actually naturally not that type of person. Yeah. You know, but I feel like maybe I should be doing more, but it's a balance, isn't it? And it's hard.
It is.
And I don't know why I think that, because what do I want to do it for? I don't want to see my mug on TV anymore. Yeah. But I do want to make sure that I do.
I like your mug.
Well,
so.
You're very kind of, I do not
it's
like
my kind of mug.
It's all right. It's an unusual mug. But, you know, I want, you know, the disability correspondent role that I have is a very important job. Yeah. And doing the other stuff as well is great because it gives that balance. And also, you know, it can be quite hardcore. And so it's good to have a break and do something else. And also not just do disability, but that job, the BBC job, the news job is very important. So I feel a lot of responsibility. So if I'm stretched, which I always feel stretched, then I feel like I might be letting people down. So I need to try to let go of that a bit. But
it's hard, isn't it?
It is hard.
But I mean, what you're doing is so important and will be making such a difference for people watching at home who are living with disabilities and, you know, talking of the past and thinking back to the 90s and 80s and stuff. I mean, there was nothing. So, like, on TV, there was no representation, really, or it wasn't positive if it was there. So you are this shining beacon for everyone. I know, but also, does that get annoying, though, when you get...
No, I love it. It's lovely. It's lovely to hear.
When people are... But you know that thing sometimes when people, you know, they say, oh, you're so inspiring.
I
hate the inspiration thing.
Yeah, and also, I'm really not, like, and I always just say
we're
that.
Just
I
normal
say
and
I'm
just
really
having
not.
a laugh.
Yeah, but it's, I mean... You know, when people are lovely, it's nice to be nice in this world, particularly now, isn't it? It's funny just looking back into like you were saying, you know, growing up, I was not. I didn't use a scooter. I was my sister and I were wobbling around all over the place, and it was the kind of things were difficult in a different way, but I never. When it comes to disability, when I was growing up, I didn't have any disabled friends. It was just me and my sister. She was the only other disabled person that I knew. I went to mainstream schools. I I just didn't really focus on it. And I think I was quite lucky, that I would wake up in the morning and I'd feel happy. And I got enjoyment out of so many things. And I don't take that for granted because I know I'm not feeling that way so much now at the moment, but I did back then.
Isn't it beautiful?
And it's so lovely, isn't it? I didn't really even focus on it. And I put my music on, and honestly, I thought I was Kate Bush half the time.
Isn't that funny? It's so funny, that time childhood. And I kind of had that twice, because after my accident, when my brain, like when I didn't know stuff, and honestly, it was, I've got so many ridiculous stories of that time when I didn't know what was going on. I was like a kid again. And that thing where you've just got like this kind of blissful state that you're in, because you're just kind of like, everything's new, and you just kind of can disappear off into the music, and you're not thinking about all the things we think of now.
No, I know.
Like you say, all the responsibilities and things and worries about money and whatever. It's such a gorgeous time. And I think for everyone thinking back to those times and these songs that take us back there, it's just a really, really lovely thing. So I wondered, is there an embarrassing memory that you wish you could forget, that you can think of?
I've got too many. I've got so many embarrassing moments. I can't. Once when I was working, when I did start using a scooter, I used to pull up at my desk, turn the chair, so I was like sitting down in front of the computer. Several times. At one time, forgot that the arm was up, literally leant to the side, fell headfirst in a bin.
Oh, no.
Those sorts of things happened to me all the time. When I went for that interview at Channel 4, it's terrible. Went to that interview at Channel 4, as I went through the door, my handbag got caught on the accelerator. So I went into that interview flying, and then was straight under a desk.
Oh, my God.
That was fun. Then I went shopping in, I think it was Brent Cross or something, with a fella that I fancied at the time, and was going around a shop. And then as I came out of the shop, all the alarms went off, looked back, had the entire rack of clothes attached to the back of my scooter, and I was tracking it out of the place with a pair of Union Jack pants around my wheel. Honestly, Spice Girls.
Love it.
I can't. The list goes on.
Yeah.
I am.
You like me, just a klutz. Yeah,
I'm unembarrassable, Thomas.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. You can't really get me, because there's just. And when my friends sometimes say, "Oh, don't judge," I'm like, it's me. Yeah. Like,
I've done it.
It's
fine.
I'm being that, whatever it is. Yeah.
I used to fall on the floor and just like, well, I can't get up. I'm just going to sit here.
Yeah.
People walk past them. Someone would stop, say, "You're right." You couldn't give the hand, could you? I think I once lost my balance and bent over. Yeah. I think I was touching my toes with my arse in the air. Yeah. I was like, well, I'm stuck. So I'm just going to wait for someone to be like, why are you like that? What's wrong? Are you okay?
Is there something, do you find there's something almost, and if it's not, for me, the whole thing of having the seizures and just realizing that I just would lose control, and then you're in a ditch, or you're just in this really unflattering situation, and people having to deal with you like that. But it's a kind of a freeing thing after a while, because obviously it's not, and if you could wave a magic wand, you wouldn't have any of that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's something kind of freeing, because you just have to let go of all that.
You do.
You just have to go, fuck it,
Exactly.
Like no one really cares.
No.
And there's also that thing of having to trust other people.
100%.
Isn't it freeing? The fact that you can just, because when you hear other people, I remember somebody I know who is always worried about their passwords and, never let anyone know this and never trust anyone. And I could not live like that.
No.
And it's something really freeing about just having to rely on people. And also then you kind of just have these lovely relationships with people where you trust them, and it's nice.
I think it's made me probably better at my job in a way, because I do, I love talking to people. And when I was, starting out in TV, I didn't know that you could have a PA, a carer, someone to help you get in and out of the car. So I was doing everything. I would never advise that to any younger disabled person, because there is help out there. I just didn't know about it at the time.
Yeah.
But to get to a meeting, I'd drive into London with no idea how to get out of the car, no idea how to get my skills. I would literally just park on the road. In a space, and I'd just stick my head out the window. I'd probably be smoking as well, to be fair. Flick the ciggy. Not good either. Don't do it, because it's the hardest thing I've ever had to do is stop. But I'd just stop a complete stranger. Yeah. And I'd just be like, I'm really sorry, but I can't get out of the car. Is there any chance you could get my scooter out? Yeah. And then they'd get the scooter out. No chance you could get me out. It was literally that's how I lived. Yeah. And it isn't. I wouldn't recommend it. But I don't, it was my life. Yeah. And you'd end up having chats with the most interest in people. Some people take to piss off, or some people are too busy.
Yeah.
Or some people think you're having a laugh because, like, when I was in the car, I didn't really look like I was disabled. So I had to be like, no, trust me, I am, babe, you know. Yeah, I had to do that a lot. So, and I like that. And it's, you know, it's kind of hopefully maybe fairly decent at my job.
Yeah, I think there's something, and I mean, God, I still feel bad for the poor people in the early days after my head injury when I started going out into the world and I just had this confidence as well, like, yeah, of course I could do that.
Yeah.
And I would do these temping jobs. I would never last longer than like 2 days. These poor people, because I looked fine, but was like a child. And yeah, they just, oh my God, the stories I could, but today's about you. So
I want to hear about you. I'm much better with it.
Another time. But yeah, is there like a celebrity encounter? Because you have had so many. Is there a celebrity encounter that you will never forget? Like something, and we could go back to like the old days or when you were younger, or...
Well, I mean, I've never met Kate Bush, but I went to see her in 2014 when she did only her second tour, wasn't it? You know, I don't think anyone thought she'd ever tour again.
Yeah.
And I went on opening night. I remember, I took a day off work to get the tickets.
Who did you go with?
My mum, my dad, and my sister. So it was lovely because it's like, you know, memories of listening to the Red Shoes album, driving to Spain.
Yeah.
You know, then actually seeing her. And I remember she opened up and her son was there, Bertie, he was singing, and I just cried. It was amazing. If I ever met Kate Bush, I'd probably just fall off my scooter. So let's not do that. I met Lenny Henry, and I loved only very briefly on the one show, and he was so lovely and kind. But he sang backing vocals on a Kate Bush song called "Why Should I Love You," which she wrote with Prince.
Oh wow!
So I was just like, you were on, you know, and I was just completely fangirling, but he was just delightful. I met Steve Coogan, and again, these are only just very quick. You don't get to spend much time with people on the one show because it's busy and they have a job to do and people work hard, and I don't want to be like, hi. But Steve Coogan was lovely because he made me laugh so much. He was very friendly and he was very engaging because you do meet some people in TV and, you know, they couldn't give less of a shit. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, how are you in a job where you have to like pretend to like people? That must be really tiring. But anyway, he did seem like he liked people, which was nice. And I remember we were just they were playing out my Watchdog film, and I was just about to go live, and I was wearing a turtleneck jumper dress, and I had to tuck all my hair in because it was windy. So I just like this floating head, and I was like, I look like a floating head on a scooter. And he went, more like a glamorous turtle.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, made.
Marry him.
A glamorous tortoise or something. And I was like, I'll take that.
Oh my God.
So that was lovely. And I met Tom Allen as well. But these are just like very fleeting. You know, but I worked with, you know, Alex Jones, Matt Allwright. I loved Matt, and then got to present with him on Watchdog, and then he comes to my wedding and sings a Kate Bush song for me and my fella. You know, he's the loveliest guy. He's like one of my best friends. So, you know, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of lovely people. I tell you, the loveliest people on Morning Live, actually, Rav Wilding and Gethin Jones. And I love Michelle Ackley. Like, that's a beautiful show to work on. And they are just as wonderful as they are on camera. There are people that are exactly as they are on TV. And there are people that are very much not like they are on TV.
It must be so weird because, like you say, it must be exhausting, like doing this bit all the time and having to be nice. That's
you must be tired at the end of the day.
Who knows?
I know.
Very
there
strange.
are some really, really lovely people.
And is there like a favourite memory when you think back to childhood as well, or whenever, like your teens, whatever? Is there like a favourite memory that you just never want to forget? That just kind of that brings you joy when you think of it, or it cracks you up? Is there like a memory that just makes you laugh?
Oh, there's a lot. I think it's always with my family. You know, going back, it's always with my family. And a lot of it is on those holidays. It really is. I just love them so much. I really love them, just having our own little villa and swimming, and Dad throwing us up in the air, and me doing handstands in the pool and going out for nice food, and, you know, just driving around. And my cousins live there, so we just used to play with my cousins in the evening. And why I don't speak Spanish, I spent so much time there, it's actually embarrassing.
Well, you were too busy in the water?
Yeah.
Just listening to your music?
And we had music was so important as well for me and my fella for our wedding.
Yeah.
You know, we got married last year, and we had a registry office do, and we had a second do, very bougie. It wasn't bougie, but it was in my mum's garden. She's a beautiful gardener, my mum.
Oh.
So what I love as well with the memories of it's always my parents, because they're so amazing. And I know we think that about our parents, but they did have an awful lot to put up with. But they were always like so joyful. But I think particularly with my mum is that mum is very talented. She's so glamorous, it's ridiculous. She's stunning, and she's an amazing gardener. She did imagery consultancy for a while. She could have done so much, but she couldn't. She actually couldn't do it. She couldn't pursue any of her dreams, and she never moaned about that. In fact, she would never even say that herself. I'm saying it now, and she'd probably tell me to shut up, but she didn't, because she looked after us, and that's brilliant. So I wanted her garden is sensational, and so I wanted the wedding on the Saturday to be in the garden. So that was important to me with my family, but also the music was important to me. And thankfully, my fella loves music and is romantic about music as much as I am, and we love Peter Gabriel, and he's another one we were going to put through. Peter Gabriel was another track I was going to send, but we went down the aisle to In Your Eyes.
Oh, no way. That's gorgeous.
I know. And it was our anniversary recently, and he did this beautiful frame with all these papers in it, and he printed out his vows that he'd written, and then he'd got like a vinyl player with the, In Your Eyes, and all the lyrics around it was just so lovely.
My goodness.
But that's how important music is.
Yeah.
It's everything.
That's so gorgeous. And to be there in the garden, and oh, wow.
It was magical. It was so magical.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
But the
great.
playlist was the most, that was the thing. I was like, I didn't really mind. I was kind of relaxed. I was like, for dinner, we'll just have hot dogs and chicken burgers.
Yeah.
And we won't have a sit down. Fuck that. We'll just have a party. We'll just have a big party. Pizzas at 11.
Yeah.
Proper rave. Like, I don't think we even had kids. It was terrible. Yeah. I was like, a stop party with everyone. And it was brilliant. So I was really relaxed about that. But I was really like, the playlist was so important. I had a Gilbert O'Sullivan track because my mum loves Gilbert. We had all the songs that we love.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Okay, before we come back to the present, I'm going to do a little game with you called Speed. We're going to speed down memory lane, basically.
Okay.
It's a bit like this or that.
My
Are you ready?
Shit though, but
I'm going to go sort of 90s things, and you just have to quickly tell me which is better, which you would choose.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, go on.
Candy cigarettes or push pops?
Candy cigarettes.
Blur or Oasis?
Oh, Blur.
Sega Mega Drive or PlayStation? I don't know.
Sega Mega Drive.
Love it. Live and Kicking or SMTV?
Oh, that's hard.
It is.
I kind of like SMTV, I think.
Yeah. Okay, School Disco or School Trip?
School Disco.
Love it. Walkers or Golden Wonder?
Oh, Walkers.
Gladiators or Baywatch?
Gladiators. Oh, no, actually, that's a tie.
I used to love
that.
They were the same night.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Sunday nights?
Was it Sunday? Was it Sunday?
I think so.
I used to love Gladiators. I used to love Jet. I thought she was so beautiful.
Oh, amazing.
And I loved the Baywatch.
Yes.
Yeah, that was it Saturday or was it Sunday?
It could have been Saturday. I'm not sure. I have these memories back now of that sort of. Anyway, I'm supposed to be doing this quickly.
Sorry,
quickly.
my fault.
Yes, great. So we went with both. Amazing.
Yeah, okay.
Spice Girls will take that.
Spice Girls.
X-Files or Friends?
Oh, I didn't watch either, much.
Did you not?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I watched Cheers.
Oh, Cheers.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great answer. Pizza Hut Ice Cream Factory or McDonald's Happy Meal?
McDonald's Happy Meal.
Love it. My kids would be glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Tamagotchi or Furby?
I didn't have either.
No.
No, I didn't.
They were such an iconic...
What were they? Were that little toys? Were they?
Yeah. You were just listening to your music.
Yeah, I was. I was just daydreaming.
Yeah, I was drawing and listening to music.
Yeah.
Robot Wars or Fresh Prince?
Fresh Prince.
Yeah. Britney or Backstreet Boys?
Britney.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Was that good?
Yeah, you were so quick.
Was I?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So good.
That's unlike me. I'm usually the slow shit.
That's so good. So we're going to go back to the present now. So one of the things I've learned on this sort of journey, I know that's a word that everybody is such a silly word, but this process after my accident that when I had to live without memory for a long time, is that as important as memories can be, and they teach us things about ourselves and things. I've kind of learned that they don't really define us, and because sometimes it's easy to think that this terrible thing happened to me, and so that kind of it's a bit of who I am, or when we look back with rose-tinted glasses and we think, it'll never be that good again. But really, the only thing that defines you is today, the choices that you make today, which is kind of a nice thing, because it's like, today is, in a way, I know it sounds weird, but I believe it's kind of the most important day in your life, because it's the only day when you're alive in your whole life. It's like everything else.
That's just, yeah.
So I am so grateful for this time to have spent this special day with you today, and with everyone listening and watching at home. It really means a lot to me. And I just wondered, is there a new happy memory that you're going to make?
What from this point onwards?
From this point onwards, today, tomorrow, whenever?
This is going to stay with me, this conversation. Because I don't really think like that. I think I'm kind of nostalgic.
Yeah, which is fine.
I live in the past, but that's not...
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're right, though. You have to live in the present, and I need to do that more.
Well, yesterday was once today,
Yeah,
so all those memories were once just a day.
Yeah.
And today we actually get to be here.
Well, I got to see you. You baked a cupcake. I used public transport.
Yeah, you've got your cupcake.
I've got a
Nikki
cupcake, which I'm going head first into that. and I've got a train. I don't often do that, and so I feel glad that that kind of worked out all right. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I normally drive everywhere, so that was nice. Yeah. And really getting to spend time with you is, I adore you. So this is like wonderful. So I'm going to think more like that. I think I'm finding it hard at the moment, which is unusual for me, and I've started talking about it a bit more. But I need to, people that I love really, I suppose. But I think it is the perimenopause, and I think it's very hard. And I didn't realise it would hit me that hard, actually. And I think, like I was saying to you before, always going through life, waking up and feeling quite happy, and then suddenly, what's going on? But for me, it's the worry, and I think that's where I'm not living in the present, because I'm worrying about everyone that I love all the time. I was even reading about it the other day, and they're like, you need to set a worry time of 15 minutes in the day. That's how much I've been looking into it. Because, and I think that is related to living in the past a bit more, and your memories and the things that you love and you hold so dear, and the things you cherish. I'm so frightened of anything happening to anyone I love, and at that point I think I want all my memories gone, because I don't know if I would be able to cope.
I mean, it's we all have that to some extent, don't we? But I think that there is just this powerful thing of thinking, hang on, today's the day when I can actually do stuff, and I can make it, I can decide to do something today, or whatever. And today has been such a treat to be with you.
I need to be more you, Thomas. I do.
Stop. And look at us under these lights.
I know.
We look great. We're not 40 under these lights.
These are good.
Oh, no, it's been such a treat. Thank you so, so much. And
thanks,
I hope you enjoy your
Thomas.
cake. And honestly, thank you. And what amazing memories as well you've shared with us. Your lovely trips in the car with all that music. Thank you to everybody listening and watching at home. I really hope that you have enjoyed this, and that you will subscribe, and that you will enjoy our next episodes as well. We're going to have some incredible guests. I mean, what a start with you.
I know you can have way better guests than me, Thomas.
Look, it's going to be an incredible thing to have you and so many other amazing people from across the arts. It's going to be, I'm feeling very grateful in so many ways. So,
well, it will be amazing, because you are amazing. You really are, honestly. And I think it's such a great idea what you're doing, and
thank you.
And how you relate to it all. And so I'm very honoured to be here. I took a train.
You took a train for me. I am so honoured that you did that.
That's how much I love you.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nikki, so much. And I will see you guys in the next episode.